Today is the last day of the Sephora sale, so I wanted to do another full face of makeup. I have some newer products from Sephora and also some older favorites. I was excited to use the Anastasia Mini Embers eyeshadow palette today. I also got to use the new Huda Beauty blush palettes for the first time. So let's get started. So I went ahead and did my brows off camera, and I used this new little kit from Anastasia. It's called the Ultimate Brow Essentials, and I wanted to share this because it is such a good value. So you get two full-size brow products in here. One is the Brow Wiz, which has been my go-to brow pencil for so many years. And then the other product is the Volumizing Tinted Brow Gel. Again, they're both full sizes. So it's a $51 value, but it's only at $29. And I just think this is such a good brow combo. So how I use this today, I use the Volumizing Tinted Brow Gel and just kind of lightly coated my brow hairs. So this product's going to add some pigment to the actual brow hairs and also kind of thicken them as well. And then I use my favorite brow product, the Brow Wiz, just to lightly line right underneath the front part of my brows and kind of right up in my arch area as well. And then I just did a couple hair-like strokes as needed. But I just thought this was such a good deal, so I had to share it with you guys. Moving on to foundation, I really want to use the Natasha Denona hy-glam foundation. Now I did receive this foundation in PR and I posted an entire video on it already, but the shades I received in PR were just a little bit off for me, so I got two more shades and I think I have a pretty good match now, which is R2. So right now, like, I am the palest I get, and I think this undertone works really well on me without looking too ghostly. So I'm applying that with my favorite foundation brush, which is the Beauty 115. But I'm so happy to finally have this foundation in my correct shade now, so I feel like I can finally get more use out of it. Okay, just look at that side-by-side difference. The coverage is just so good, and because it's a serum foundation, it's very lightweight on the skin. And then I love the radiance that it has without being too glowy. Also, when I'm really fair, it's important for my foundations to be hydrating and also have that radiant finish, because for some reason, like, you can just see my dry patches so much more when I'm pale versus when I have a self tan on. And so a lot of foundations that are fair enough for me will just like cling onto any dry patches, but this one does not do that. I don't need a lot of concealer, but I'm gonna go ahead and add the Natasha Denona hy-glam concealer in the shade R2. You can clearly see how much I love this concealer, so I'm so happy there's a foundation version of this now. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my eyeshadow primer too. I'm using the Rare Beauty one. This video is going to be kind of a mixture of new Sephora stuff and just like Sephora favorites. But I'm really excited about the eyeshadow palette that I'm using today, so I definitely want to lay down an eyeshadow primer for it. And then I'm just going to set my entire eye area with my Huda Beauty loose powder and pound cake, another favorite staple obsession. Literally the best loose powder on the market. Highly recommend. And then just dusting a little bit of that powder in my T-zone with a fluffier brush, because I don't want to set my entire face because I do really like the glow of the foundation right now. So the eyeshadow palette I'm going to use today is the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Mini Embers eyeshadow palette. And I needed to talk about this palette in a video like this because it is literally a dupe of the Makeup by Mario, no, sorry, of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Makeup by Mario collab that was done, I don't know, like 2015 or something. So I did post an entire short with swatches just showing the side-by-sides, and they are literally the same color story. It's kind of hilarious. But I needed to mention that because I know that so many people love this color story and it's so beautiful. It's kind of like soft fall warm vibes to me. It's very like, it gives coziness, and it's so similar. And I did already post another short of this eye look where I used the green shade, which I thought was so pretty. It's a very like wearable green. Let me just swatch it for you really quick. It's not a scary green, super wearable. But you guys know me, I really have been loving softer looks recently, so I might stick to like, I don't know, these guys right here. So I'm gonna start with A3 on a fluffy blending brush. And I'm just going to run this shade back and forth throughout my crease. And what I love about Anastasia's shadows is that they're so easy to work with. Like, honestly, as soon as I first applied that, I was like, ooh, that looks a little intense, but they're very easy to blend. And like, just look at how much that softened out. Grabbing a little bit more and adding it to this outer crease area. And then grabbing a small blending brush with that same shade, I'm going to run that across my entire lower lash line. And then once I get to this outer part of my eye, I like to drag out the shadow. Then I'm going to add a little bit more on this outer V of my eye. I do want to soften this edge right here just a little bit, so I'm going to take a little bit of a face powder and just kind of blend and diffuse this area a little bit more. This has always been one of my favorite tips for just blending out edges of shadows. Take a little bit of a face powder and just soften the edges. Now I'm going to take B1 on my finger and I'm going to press that on my entire eyelid. Ooh, I love the undertone of this shade. It's like an antique bronze. You know what I mean? Like, it's not an orangey bronze. Was that a good description? I don't know. I just really like that. And then I'm gonna go back to my fluffy blending brush and just soften around the edges right in my crease. Then I'm gonna take A1 on a small detail brush, pop that right in my inner corner. And then a little under my brow. Now I'm going to take this Makeup Forever nude eyeliner and I'm just going to run it in my waterline. I've been doing this step pretty much every single time I do an eye look. It almost just kind of cleans it up without looking like too bright and too intense. It looks very, very soft. I'm really loving the brown tone, so I'm going to grab a brown mascara. This is from my order from the Sephora sale. I mentioned in my first video about the sale that I wanted to purchase this, and I did. This mascara is my favorite one. They have it in two shades, brown shade Drift and then the black shade Jet. So here is what the wand looks like. It has more of a curved wand to it, but I love it because it really does grab every single lash. It lifts, it separates, and it does not clump or make a mess on my face throughout the day. There we go, mascara is on. And also what I love about this too is that I have a lot of time to work with it. Like, I have time to kind of adjust my lashes and get them in place where they need to go without the mascara just like building up on itself too much and getting clumpy. So I am very happy to have this mascara back in my life. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get this eye caught up. Okay, eyes are done and I look like a ghost, so I need to add some color to my face. I'm gonna go in with some bronzer. I'm gonna use the newer Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Blurring Bronzer in Light, just to add some life back to my face here. I feel like we've been seeing so many like matte and blurring products coming out recently, and I feel like we're just going to continue to see those launches going into 2026. That is so crazy to say that like we're almost in 2026. I'm gonna bring some of that bronzer down my neck too. Now for blush, this is probably the product that I am most excited about for this video. It is the new Huda Beauty Powder Blush Palettes. So there are 3 shades total. There's a Roseberry, Baby Pink, and a Toasty Peach. What I like about this, I talk about this all the time, there are colors on the back here that differentiate between the palettes because they do look the same on the front, but like this packaging is so cool. Here is what they look like. This one is Roseberry. So in each one, there's 3 matte shades and then one, I think they're calling it a blush lighter. Pretty much just a super glowy blush. So when I've seen Huda use it on TikTok, she just swirls it all together and goes on her cheeks. But let me show you the other shades. This one is Baby Pink, which is intense. I don't know if I will ever use this one, so I actually might just be passing this one along. And then this one is Toasty Peach. So I kind of wish there was something a little bit more neutral and softer, but what I do like is that she kind of based them off of some shades of her liquid blush filters, which are these blushes that I have been raving about since they came out. Like, this is truly one of my favorite liquid blush formulas in my collection. So I love the idea of these, but I gotta try it out. So for this look today, I'm gonna do Roseberry. I did receive these in PR, so I also got the brush that I believe launched with it. It's called the Diffusing Cheek Brush. So I think especially for when you're like swirling all the shades together, like it's gonna be pretty pigmented is what I'm expecting. So I like this brush. It has quite a bit of give to it and like a nice soft angle, and like it also is very, very soft. Wow. Okay, I'm kind of terrified and I'm so pale. This might be She just goes, shoop. All right, Huda. Shh. Boop. Okay, that's what it looks like. I'm going to kind of work that on my hand here. There it is. Okay, okay. I'm gonna dust a little here and then a little here. Ooh, this is intense. Uh-oh, I'm nervous. Yuck. Huda, was this a terrible idea? I'm just gonna keep blending until I can't blend any longer. Oh my gosh, this is so bright, guys. Oh no. I'm not happy with how this looks right now. I'm gonna take my foundation brush with nothing on it except leftover foundation and just tap over the blush, just to get rid of some of that pigment and to soften that out. I'm tapping over everything too. Okay, that softened it a lot. I mean, I kind of knew that was gonna happen, but I guess I just hoped that it wasn't gonna happen. Was that stupid? I don't know. I mean, now that it's like softened out, it looks really pretty, but holy shit, that was way too much at first. Out of this palette, I really like this neutrally shade right here. I think what went wrong with me is the blush highlighter in this shade. I should have just done what would work for my skin tone, Angela. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of this shade. I am tapping it off on my hand. Like, I'm not going straight in with it. And I just want to hit kind of right here. Just a little higher point of my cheek, because when I have an eyeshadow look on, I kind of like when my blush hits my eyeshadow a bit. Okay, I do like how my blush looks now, but this is not an accurate representation of how this product should work, just because I had to soften it out so much. I mean, I just had to try like the swirl method. It just went terribly wrong. I'm gonna do a quick lip. I'm gonna go in with my tried and true lip liner. It's the Makeup by Mario lip liner in Smoky Pink. This is like my perfect My Lips But Better lip liner shade. I pair it with absolutely everything. I just got my lip filler touched up pretty recently, so I don't need to like overline my lips at all. I mostly just kind of use this to fill in where I need a little bit more pigment, since this color matches my lips so well. And then this is kind of a newer product from Sephora. It's the Too Faced Lip Injection Maximum Plump. I believe they came out with a couple shades of this, and specifically this shade I really like. It's Honey Bear. I mean, it's like a beautiful nude, of course I love it. But I like this because it has pigment to it. It's not super sheer, but it is very plumping. I kind of just want this right in the center of my lips. You don't want to place a lip plumper like all over. That's too much. So if you're someone that likes a lip plumper, you would definitely like this. I can't believe I'm saying this right now, but I still feel like I have too much blush on, and that's coming from someone that wore so much blush in 2024. I just find it so funny when I can feel my own like preferences and my style just changing a little bit, because I'm like, wait, what do you mean my blush is too much? Try to explain that to me a year ago. Or like how I don't really wear fake lashes anymore when I have an eyeshadow look on. Like, I used to never leave the house without lashes on if I was wearing eyeshadow. So I do want to melt everything into my skin, so I'm going to grab one of my favorite setting sprays. It's the One Size Powder Melt. You can see I clearly love it. Honestly, should I get another one? I'm trying to be really smart with the products that I'm purchasing, just in general. I will show you what else I bought during the Sephora sale, but I'm like, it's not empty yet. Do I need to repurchase it right away? Probably not. I have other things too, so I don't know. But I really do love this. It sinks everything into the skin and almost kind of forms like a film on your face. I just love how it makes my skin look. So there is a final makeup look complete, and now I want to show you the other products that I bought myself during the Sephora sale. But like I just said, I'm trying to be really smart with my purchases and not buy things just to buy things, you know? Like, I really want my purchases to be smart, and I've just been doing such a good job at that, honestly, within this last maybe year up to 2 years now. So I already talked about my Tower 28 mascara that I bought because I was out of it, and it is a favorite of mine. I bought a refill of the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. This is my favorite moisturizer ever. And then I bought this other face product that I really love. It's from Origins. This is now my third tube of this. It's the Overnight Hydrating Mask, and I use this as just a really thick moisturizer on those nights where I just want to like layer up my skin with some hydration. Almost as like a little bit of a treatment. Like, this is my daily moisturizer. This is if I want something intense. And then I wanted to try something a little bit exfoliating, so I was looking at some cleansers, and this Youth to the People one popped up, and I haven't tried it before, but I do like a lot of Youth to the People products, specifically their superfood cleanser. So I was like, of course I want to try another cleanser from them. So I just bought the mini size, but it's the papaya, vitamin C, ginger root, lactic acid, exfoliating and brightening cleanser. I have literally only used it this morning. I don't have much to say. I thought it smelled really good. It felt good on my face. I could actually kind of feel it working as well. I almost wish there was a little bit more of like I thought there would be like a scrub in it with exfoliating. It might just be the acids. So sometimes I want a little bit more of that physical exfoliant, but I literally just used it for the first time today, so I'll have to keep testing it. But that is everything that I've bought so far during the Sephora sale. I might go back in and buy like 1 or 2 more things, specifically the Rhode Glazing Milk. I have heard so many people talking about that, and it has been on my wish list for a while, and I just saw my friend Linda from Glitter Fallout post about it, and she's like, oh my gosh, I love this. And I was like, if Linda loves it, maybe I should just get it, because I just know it is a favorite for so many people, and I just haven't tried it yet. But I do love a glazing hydrating milk, so if you've tried the Rhode one, let me know your thoughts. But that's gonna wrap up today's video. I'm gonna go ahead and list and link all the products that I used today down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.